Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and in today's episode, we're going to get into another type of catalog. This is kind of a different type of catalog because we've always done different episodes about product catalogs, Wase catalogs, manga catalogs, Laserdisc catalogs, video game catalogs, and that kind of stuff. But now we're going to have a slightly different one. We're going to have one from this one, okay? This is from the LA Animation School. So this is sort of like when you go to apply to a university or something. Let's say like University of British Columbia, Rutgers or whatever. You would go into the admissions office and you'd grab a admissions package. Well, this catalog will be sort of a flyer or sort of a descriptive thing about the animation school in case you want to be learning about animation. Okay. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone to go down below and click like and click subscribe. We know that any sort of comment that you can make will help the YouTube algorithm promote it and make it available to more people. All right. So anything that you do will be great. That's a little, I don't ask for much, but again, if you could at least do that, then it will definitely help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. And for those who like to support me financially, I do also have the Super Thanks button down below, as well as the links for the PayPal and the Patreon. Now, I've been building a lot to the Patreon recently. I've now put a lot of resources available to you people, as well as a lot of the content that is for the subscribers that I cannot put on YouTube because there's now a lot of topics that I'm now covering which are not allowed to be put on the YouTube, so all those things are now available to the members there. As well as I've also now put the my audiobooks available as in audio form and on video form as well. Those are also partially free to the Patreon members, so do check that out. Okay? And so for all the other new users that are on this channel, I've also compiled all the episodes of the History of Fan Anime into a large database sheet. And if you like to basically look at different episodes that are pertaining to certain topics, like maybe CDs or maybe art books or maybe the fan culture itself, like conventions and that kind of stuff, they're all put together in a book-like fashion and they're put into the spreadsheet. Again, the link is below, as well as other resources like the database sheets for the My Anime list of the 1980s, and of course the top 30 animes of the 1980s is also all available in spreadsheet form there. Link is below. Okay, and I'd also like to announce that the third ebook that I have, my third novel, is now available in audiobook form. And that is now also available on the Patreon. Again, if you subscribe to at any of the tiers, of the pay tiers of Patreon, there you get the e-novel already available to you for free. So again, volumes 1, 2, and 3 now available on audiobook. I also have the single eye candy, so that's basically a static slideshow version that's also available. So if you want to go and get that one, so you have something to watch, then that is also available on the Patreon for you as well. Okay, and so today's episode, we're going to get into an animation school and their flyer to basically entice students to enroll into their school and learn about all the various different techniques about anime and how to do animations and stuff like that in Japan. So let's and again, you have to remember that this is in an era before like really advanced computers and that kind of stuff. So we're not doing a lot of computer animations or 3D rendering or modeling or that kind of stuff. We're doing the old-fashioned processes in order to make animations, cell drawings and that kind of stuff and whatnot. So again, we're going to go look at this magazine and see all the different things that you can learn by going to this type of school. All right. So, without further delay, let's begin. Okay, so we're going to begin with the catalog here. So you can see you got the characters for the wannabes over here. So this gives you an indication, right at the very early beginnings of the Japanese animation sort of OEVA era. So 1986, 87, right? Was when these ones come out. Okay. And so basically, yeah, so if you're interested, you've just finished high school and you're going to say, hey, should I go to university? Or maybe I'm really interested in anime. Maybe I should go to find a school to go and learn about anime, and I'll get into the anime industry. So you might go to this place here, the Yaoi Animation Gakuen, and you grab this sort of flyer book. They'll probably have a bunch of them sitting at the administration's or admissions desk there, and they'll probably hand you one of these, and then you take this home and you'd have a read at it. So let's go through it and see what a person would have done if you go and read through this. So you can open it up and you can see that they have different stuff. Welcome to the animation world. And you can just see all these different sort of things here. Looks like it's all like TWD Express, and that's the Sorayama's sexy robot. He almost looks like David Duchovny there. But anyway, so you can see that they have an animation school. This is different. Oh wow, there's a lot of different editing boards and that kind of stuff. And so the a message from the president or whatever and whatnot. So you can see Deng Dayo there. So here's their I guess their school, and they've got layouts of different sort of things, different sort of labs, and you can see they do actually have a computer lab. At this time, these would probably be these are probably like 286s probably, XTs maybe, type of thing, from the way that these look, not very powerful computers to say the least, but definitely something that they would have. And so on the first floor they have these type of things, right? On the fourth floor they have classrooms. I guess this is where they do the cell kind of stuff. And then on the third floor they have more classrooms. Second floor, bone braces. See, so they tell you on what floors, this is more for like comics and manga and that kind of stuff. This looks like it's like cell painting on the first floor here. Look at this, racks and racks of like paint, okay, and art supplies, okay. That guy over there, okay. So this is sort of I guess you have like a sort of a little map, showing you different sort of workflow, what things that you could expect, okay. Okay. So you get the animations and different sort of things that you could do, including comics. Okay. So the first part is the animator. Okay. So you got classrooms that will teach you this. There's golf course here, and we'll basically go through movement and that kind of stuff. How to do the page flip sort of animations and that kind of stuff. So this is really classic non-computer-ish type of stuff. Okay, all right. So this is the first sort of things where you can actually get into a little bit of rendering, but you can even see these computers are very stop-gap-ish. Like this is not even like a real computer terminal with a hand scanner and this is sort of a movement sort of thing. So this is how the people modeling. Again, fashion magazines tend to be a really big thing. Okay. Okay, you can see sequences for like Dangayo here. Okay, and you even have a storyboard sheet from AIC, which outlines the workflow. Okay, they have classes on painting, or cell painting and cell drawing. So you can see here in the classroom, they're doing cell painting and that kind of stuff and whatnot. And you can see, just clearly looking at the distribution, it's pretty even, right? You look at the amount of people who are like female and male. It's a kind of even, right? So, it's not any one person, or one gender that tends to do, cell painting and that kind of stuff. Here's obviously the machine that kind of laminates them together. Okay. So yeah, and here's the actual thing. They actually do the stamp here. They actually have a cell for what is that? That's like Dangayo, right? They actually sit there and press the thing onto the it's like one of those T-shirt presses, right? You actually press down and it heats it up on the cell into place, and you can see the big variety of different colors. They're making things there. Yeah, so more. Detailed the line designs and that kind of stuff for Dangayo. So so he's making this movement lines on the Dangayo robot here. Okay. airbrushing. Okay. So these are things that they're going to teach in the in that particular type of class. The next type of classes that they're going to have is what they call production or producing. Okay, so this is where you take like workflow charts. You got storyboarding and whatnot, and taking out the old-fashioned camera and then actually winding film. So we're not actually doing digital stuff. We're doing record the stuff onto tape and then we'll use winders and tape cutting to actually cut the tape into place. Okay. Now, I mean, this is like these aren't digital cameras. These are old VHS. Micro. I guess those are I guess mini 8s, VHSCs. That kind of stuff. That's what these things are. So this is how to do, actual, tape winding kind of stuff, right? Like let's see, there's some characters and that kind of stuff from Megazone 23. Okay, the actual film for Megazone 23. Okay, you also learn about what they call background designs. So again, like cell painting, how to draw backgrounds. So here, guys, making happy clouds in the sky here, and and there's an example of what they might have done on a background like this. So they superimpose this picture with the background like that to make something like that. So this gives you an idea of like a again, like just looking at the picture like that, the students seem to be about equal distribution in gender. So it's kind of neat that. Okay, so again, more background design. So how to kind of like superimpose multiple pages and multi-focus them. So obviously, to make to focus the different things, you have to have different viewing distances, right, from where the camera is going to actually shoot. So they have multiple levels here, so that you can have the background on top of another one, on top of another one, and then to make it focus, they can do these sort of things where they make the explosion kind of grow, and then it's moving the angle. So that's how those kind of pictures would be rendered, just to give you kind of a neat sort of thing there. Okay. So it also has training on how to be a cameraman and how to do camera effects and stuff like that. Okay, so different sort of plates and that kind of stuff. There, as you can see, an interface to a computer, but the computer doesn't actually do any image handling per se of the word. What it's actually doing is it's controlling the machine. So the computer is not doesn't do the processing on the actual video. It actually just is a controller for the machine, just to add the right say denomination for the printer and the color and that kind of stuff like that. Okay, and here we get into modeling, so that people can then shoot models and that kind of stuff. There's a blur effect. What they're doing for this strip is for Madox 01. Right. Okay. And so yes, we do have things like computers. Okay, and you can see, this is something that out of like Oregon Trail or something. This is the resolution of the pixelation of these type of things. Like that looks like a Commodore 64 kind of computer right there, right? And this is what their idea of 3D rendering at this moment is something like that. And this computer, look at the size of these 5.25-inch floppy drives on that thing, right? Like this is like really classic computer information here, right? There's even a little bit of computer text, so I'll read it. Computer graphics are being observed in various fields as motion pictures or commercial films. This course can be taken by anyone, even those who have never touched a computer, starting from the very beginning and mastering it. The subjects involved are making and painting two-dimensional pictures, producing three-dimensional animated pictures, and designing computer games. This is the field of the future. And so that definitely gives you an idea that definitely that's the way things went. That's for sure. Okay, and this gives you some more ideas of some different kind of designs and that kind of that they've rendered. So not really stunning type of computer work that they get, like not motion and that kind of stuff that they can really do. Okay, so this one is called comics. Okay, so i.e. mangas and that kind of stuff and whatnot. So this is where people get into, for example, have classes on how to concentrate on eye design and that kind of stuff. They'll probably bring in a bunch of various different artists and that kind of stuff in, among others, to be guest speakers and that kind of stuff. And they get into basically how to draw sound effects, how to do action lines and explosions, right? Trying to get into how you actually would draw certain effects in comics. And where did I go here? And then how to draw things like storyboards, right? How to make lines and storyboards and that kind of stuff. Right? Daruma. So that gives you an idea of how to do different sort of comics and that kind of stuff there. And it gives you some ideas of some different sort of, I guess, some of the guests and some of the people that succeeded coming in there. Okay. Now they have the next one called voice talent. Okay, so this is your voice acting and that kind of stuff and whatnot. So so this is I'll go over this last. Okay. So this is a Project Zero environment. Okay. Ixer 1. Okay. So this is Megazone 23. Okay. So basically, they have people coming in. They're going to teach you how to do and special presentations on how to do voice acting. So here's where people would be standing up doing auditions. They have their scripts in front of them, and they basically would read them out, right? Obviously here they've brought in obviously other American speakers or English speakers, and they're basically helping people speak in proper English, and getting into computer stuff. So that looks more like an Amiga type computer. So like I said, these are just regular personal home computers that they're using for this kind of stuff. So it's not extremely powerful in terms of that kind of what was available here. So different types of staff, teachers. Okay, more building Chris's work there. And so these are go outline different types of teachers, different sort of technical support people and that kind of stuff that are available. I'm sure some of these people are famous, voice actors. I guess these are VAs and that kind of stuff and whatnot. Okay, and then now we get into the actual location of what some of these buildings look like. So they have one in Osaka. And here's your telephone number and what each of the floors and that kind of stuff do. They have one in this is the main one in Nagoya. Okay. And then they have another one. They have there in Fukuoka. I guess they're even part of the big festival in Fukuoka. And Sendai, they have one. Okay, so in the Sendai building, they have one there. And so there's lots and lots of different information about exactly what the school can do for you, and you have a magazine called the Alumnist, which I guess goes over people who have graduated and gone on to do different things and what they've managed to do. A small calendar of different events throughout the school year. Okay, and then of course now here's a kind of a condensed map of where everything is, and you can see it's very close to various different JR train kind of sections, right? Really close to the Shinjuku Chibiu Park here. Okay, so just down the street from that, and then they have the Shinjuku location, the Yogi location. Okay, Shibuya. Okay. So there you go. So that's that part, and then of course this is a little flyer sheet that kind of came out with that, and basically giving you more instructions on what the building sort of looks like, here, and if you're taking the train or the thing, what stops that you need to get to in order to get there. All right, and okay, so and this is the layout of the building. So it's an 8-floor building, and each of the floors have different things for animations and comics and that kind of stuff are all at different floors and that kind of stuff. And then here's a helpful location on how to get there. So again, so at this particular time, if you're interested in trying to get started and maybe thinking of going to school to take animation instead of going to university to take your a bachelor's of something, this might be the employment path for you, and you'd end up at one of these places, and basically working to make the animations into the 90s then. All right, so I hope you find that really interesting. All right, hope you found that really interesting. Again, this is a good anchor to basically give you a good indication of what the technology was like and what you would have to learn in order to be actually doing anime. Because as I said, in our modern day, we just think, you use a computer, we use a bunch of modeling and 3D modeling and rendering and maybe AI or something, and we can make anime movies and that kind of stuff and whatnot. We're at a time where we don't have any of that kind of computer support. How would you do it, and what you would have to go to school to learn in order to do such things? Okay, so hopefully I found that very interesting. All right, so we'll get more episodes where we go into different types of books and different types of catalogs as well. All right, so until next time, I will see you again.